To my teachers, I give my attention and my reverence, for out of compassion they have come to me to guide me. They may have been wrathful and strict, as appropriate. People like me, poor students like me, often don't get the proper direction because my own head is whirling in its own fantasies. If I pay proper attention to the teacher and give my proper respect with the devotion and the attendance that's necessary, I may learn. And from that, I have my beginnings. I have been known as Paladin Carl, and I've made this channel because it occurred to me after discovering a new word, influencer. And I believe that over the years, that's what I actually had been. And thinking on it, it's actually a position of a great deal of responsibility. A great deal of responsibility that many do not take in its proper heaviness, its proper weight, its proper projections. There have been influencers who simply wanted something from their viewers or their audiences. There have been influencers who had wanted even preposterous things, including obedience. That was never my intention, and if I had come across in negative ways, that was not what I had set out to do. Rather, I had simply come into these forums, and there were many forums of many descriptions. It wasn't just one. And I would participate with the discussions, and on several instances in the various rooms or groups, I had been either asked to become an admin or even promoted to admin without even any discussion. I was puzzled as to why, but there it was. So since I was given these responsibilities, I tried to take them seriously and tried to execute the office, for such I saw it, as a responsibility to the various peoples. And I was also one of those types who would give even flagrant people chances. Well, those who remember these kinds of instances and have seen them in the past with me in the various forums, they know that I've had some successes and some not so successful. It's not up to me to change people. It's up to me to change myself for the better. And I believe that this kind of a responsibility, this kind of a view, is well to have by everybody who can grasp it or comprehend it. I have met those who cannot, people who had the more extreme part of the autism spectrum, not able to communicate, things like that. These people certainly deserve our compassion. And the people who come in roaring and outrageous and throwing accusations and even gaslighting, that's a term that I guess is out of the past from some old play. A fellow who was making gas lanterns to appear other than what his victim thought she had seen. So with this gaslighting, that's a interesting phenomenon, and it's one that we can do without. But with all of these people in all of these groups, there's going to be many different types. In the beginning, respected. They come in swinging. I'd like to know, why are you doing that? Why swing? Why? And other people who seem to take things very well, other people who seemed timid, other people who had just wanted to learn. I always said that I was in the place to actually learn, and I wanted to learn from everybody there. And my mind and my conceit did provide walls and helped to build the fraud that I became. So we had all kinds of interesting interactions, and I realized that some people wanted it to be a popularity contest and things like that. All in the end, it really didn't matter, because what is of essence and what's of real importance is overlooked. Between birth and death, we have this marvelous opportunity to be with each other and to properly come together in a cooperative way. And sometimes it's a contentious way. And it's a microcosm of life, any one group. Regarding those kinds of things, it was a wonderful experience, and I'm glad to have met a great number of people, and some of them I've even envied for their positions in life. They might not have thought, well, I don't have an envious life. You all have envious qualities. Every one of you has strengths, positives. And no one, to grossly paraphrase Odin, no one is all crap. So we can take that to the bank. I like to look for those positives and see if they can be worked with, and that's how I try to do things over the years. In this case, this channel, I want to regard the positives in life. I want to regard what good can be done. I want to regard those things that can properly be aspired to, the practical things, things that could be put into practice. And it isn't under any particular ism, faith, group, or cause. It's centered around compassion, because the world is dark with the opposite of compassion, the inattention to compassion, where you see things from impoverishment to outright war, from marginalization to even genocide. These things happen because there's no attention to compassion. In life, we should learn to smile and see ourselves in others. In this life, which sometimes is all too brief, is to provide us with a lasting legacy of compassionate action. And this is why I had come to places like the Buddha Dharma, like Aosa True, like Jedi, and others. Philosophical circles that chiefly attended Stoic philosophy and such. I don't have a educated background in that. I've not attended university. I had one art course in college. So I'm not collegiate per se. But I've lived for a bit and I've been around. And I've found that people are more alike than not alike. And that we have the same fundamental wants and needs. And if I extend that to the creatures and beings with which we live, much can be extended to them also. And if I look back through time and regard history, I strive to bring it all into a matter that is going to view the whole of it, all of time, even before history, to all the future, to the last person, the last being. With these things, I have striven. With this view, I have aspired to bring things to a more embracing view, a view that's going to allow me to work for what is truly good in the world. And this is the foundation of what I seek to devote the rest of my life to. And I put this up here to share the babblings of an old man, a fraud and an imposter, who can possibly bring this notion to others, and not to do it my way, but to give an indication of what's possible. Not here to create another ism, not here to foster a particular church, temple, or gathering. It is a matter of bringing to life what is truly needed. And this will be repeated throughout. It is compassion. And if you but think of it, how many times compassion would have brought about better results. So for my teachers, I give them my fondest regards, my attention. And I wish thee well, and may all thy wishes and aspirations come true.